Today we will propose 3 plans on land development strategy. Now I'm going to introduce our Hong Kong Finance proposal. It aims to provide a better living environment for people who suffered from housing problems in Hong Kong, given they are surrounded in subdivided apartments and caged dwellings. How does the floating city work? First, to drive wooden piles into the earth to make direct contact with the riverbed of the rock layer, so that the carrying capacity of the land becomes very strong. Then they land 2 layers of thick boards over them, 1 layer of stone blocks, then the foundation walls. The piles in the soil are very resistant to corrosion in the soil, as they are immersed in water and not reacting with the oxygen in the air. Hence, the wood also has strong toughness and cannot be damaged under certain compression or deformation. Different community facilities are establishing, such as fire station, hospital, post office, community center, and playground, to provide entertainment and services to the public. There are possible challenges among the project. Losing bricks is one of the great concerns. The protections along the banks are constantly under attack by the salt water. The tides that rise and fall every day, and the waterfalls created by the motorboats cause the loose bricks to fall. To solve, hydraulic bonding agent must often be injected into the brick gaps to consolidate the wall mass. The second concern is the flooding issue. To solve, we suggest using flood barriers. The barrier gates rise by filling air to separate the lagoon from the sea when there is a tide. The cost of the project will take around 28 billion Hong Kong dollars. The cost of refurbishing a building in Venice is calculated per square meter. This will be around 12,000 Hong Kong dollars, but it depends on whether the streets, bridges, or buildings are maintained. For regulatory requirements, we suggest the Hong Kong Finance is safeguarded by the Hong Kong Land Department. It takes charge of land disposal, valuation of land, and maintenance of government land. The transport facilities arrangement is scheduled as follows. Since Hong Kong Finance is close to Lemon Island dramatically, and with a similar population density, ferries will be arranged as follows. The capacity for each ferry is around 300 to 400. The population density of Hong Kong Finance assumed at 630 km square. We evaluate a 36 km square of land for this project, means it can accommodate 23,000 people. That equals to another Chang Chau Island, which has the highest population density in Hong Kong. Overall, the Hong Kong Finance will be a distinguished floating city and going to be one of the famous tourist attractions in Hong Kong. Everyone is using boats as their vehicles, but their lifestyle are still stuck with the modern city with sufficient energy support.
For the chosen area for the option 1, it is decided to use the waters between South Horizons and Lemon Island. The purpose of it is to create a lower density residential area similar to Venice. In that case, due to the coming scheme Lantau Tomorrow Vision, it is to combine a new town with Lantau Island, Lemon Island, and Hong Kong Island. It could advance the mobility, share of social facilities, and economic exchange among them. With reference to the residential ratio in Venice, which is 230 people per kilometer square, it is estimated that the Hong Kong Venice will cover 36 kilometers square. As a lower density land supply, there will be 22,680 units for residents. Our second option is to borrow the land Shanghai from the Shenzhen government. It refers to the overseas case that Macau borrowed the land from Zhuhai government for further land supply, which is the Hanjin. Shanghai Shenzhen Hong Kong Modern Surface Industry Corporation zone is a commercial development in Shenzhen, with the aim of serving as an experimental business zone for better interaction between mainland China and Hong Kong, covers 15 km square and provides various incentives and preferential financial policies for foreign investment. But the zone seems to fail to achieve the goals below by the following problems. First, the traffic in Shanghai is not convenient, so it reduced the discharge rate of customers in the shopping center in Shanghai. In 2015, Shanghai's Chow-Tai Fook shopping center, due to the traffic inconvenience, the number of customers started to decline and lots of shops started to close. Third, the political boundaries border the development of the zone. Because the decision-making power of Shanghai is from the mainland China, Hong Kong could only act as a passive role in the area. As a result, it delayed some of the policy like National 12-5-year plan. In that way, the Hong Kong people is not confident with the zone. They are afraid that the zone is the tool to weaken the competent power of Hong Kong. So, nowadays there are only a small portion of Hong Kong community in Shanghai. Third, the area has no economic mobility. Given that there are no enough medical and residential facilities in Shanghai, such as hospital, teaching institute, the area could not attract the talents and citizens from both Hong Kong and mainland China to live. With this in mind, the workforce in the commercial center in the zone will remain low. Based on the insufficient residential area in Hong Kong, it is suggested that the Hong Kong government could borrow the land of Shanghai. In that way, Hong Kong government could try to mitigate the problem and utilize the remaining facilities to develop the new town.
The front sea area will be designed to be self-sustained, which provides sufficient facilities to fulfill the need of residents there. In terms of evaluation costs, referring to the case which Macau rents part of Huangqing in 2009, Macau rents 60 square kilometers of land from China with 1,200 million for 40 years. While the front sea area is 15 square kilometers, the rent will be around 200 million for 40 years. Extension of lease required a negotiation between Hong Kong government and the General Office of States Council. In terms of health and safety issue, referring to an outline development plan for the Great Bay Area, it is suggested to build a healthy bay area. Specialists will be invited to form a regional medical cluster. To relieve the pressure of emergency room, cross-boundary referral of patients was available. We aim to execute this proposal within our development plan.
In terms of regulatory requirements, there are precedents of borrowing land like Macau borrowing Huangqing and how the Shenzhen Bay port set up that can be referring to. We can follow similar definitions of enclosement management, using a building as a unit, isolating it to room. Instead of using a building as a unit, we can take the whole area as a unit. The common law is likely to be used. This can reduce the negativity from Hong Kong against ruling by civil law.
In terms of sustainability issue, the area is newly developed after reclamation. Modern urban planning can be applied. Better transportation planning, including the usage of more mass transportation and sufficient charging stations, can help to reduce the energy usage and carbon footprint. Besides, cycling path is important as it can promote the use of shared bike. Green area and open space are also essential for a society. They can improve living standard of the residents by absorbing the pollutants produced or provide recreational area for them. They can be used to divide residential area and the commercial area or between roads.
Notwithstanding that our utmost efforts on reclamation investigation, according to Dr. Exchange 2018, only 50 square kilometers sea areas are suitable for further reclamation, excluding those under government schemes. We hereby propose landing the eastern Wanshan Ocean area from Zhuhai for long-term reclamation. Wanshan Ocean area involves a group of lands lying beside the Hong Kong territory. It covers 3,200 square kilometers of sea areas, with 106 islands of various size, such as main island Guangshan, Dongao, Dangang, and so on, is scheduled after the land to move feature being well developed. By extending the Wanshan Islands into islands change based on geography features, we don't need to build everything from zero, and the ease of construction is greatly enhanced. We believe that it could approximately provide 120 square kilometer land, 10.8% of Hong Kong land sum. In budget, we propose to select the contractor among Zhuhai or other Chinese contractors as an exchange to waive the landing cost. The remaining reclamation cost is around 30 billion per square kilometers. So what could we exchange from such a high cost? Here show our detailed plan. In short, we believe it could provide homes for 3.44 million citizens. We are also aware of the threat posed by extreme weather in summer. The Wanshan Island, with an average of 300 height, will provide a secure natural protection for the residents. In addition, climate barrier oyster reef will be built. It has been adopted by the United States and has been proved 28 times more effectively than a concrete wall. Safety regulation and maintenance will be implemented by the Land Department to ensure the sustainable use. We hope that it, together with the other two plans, could be an economic and environmentally friendly design which could fit Hong Kong's social and residential demand in long-term future.